Timothy Owen here, broadcasting the next episode of the Beloved Miracles Couples Project. And I'm here with David Dyer from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, not far from my own original stomping ground where I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, on the American side of the border. He has worked online since 2010. David, like many of us, took to working online with regard to how to make some money online. So welcome, David.
Hi, thanks Tim for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for making time to do this. So David, where does your story of working with a system online begin?
Well, Tim, what happened was I actually was a t-shirt printer back in the day from, I'd say, about 2003 to 2008 or 9. So I jumped in and out a little bit here and there. But just from previous, I was hit by a car when I was a kid. So what happened was I've had 4-leg operations and stuff, and my back's a little messed up. So the hard labor and stuff was really starting to get on me with repetitiveness and the monotonous of the job. I love the designing and art fact of it because true to heart, I'm an artist and a creator. I'm also a musician. So when it was just getting too hard to do, so I was like, started searching online, and I knew my one friend, Randy, he actually builds websites and does stuff like that. And of course, just me, myself, and searching online and everything, I was really interested in what was going on. I could see social was building up too with Facebook coming out and everything. But I could see that people were actually really making money online, where even though it was back then, it was still really happening. So I started searching, and then I actually contacted my friend Randy and asked him about it, if he did any of that. And he said, no, I don't do it personally, but talk to Mark, which is another friend of ours that we had from back in the day, from when we used to hang out and party and go and watch the bands play, because they played in the same garage band. So I asked him, okay, can I have Mark's number? And he's like, nope, go Google him, look him up, go see what he's doing, check it out. So I went and did that, and then I actually phoned him. We had a good 3-hour conversation on everything. And he basically laid it out what he was doing, which at that time was he was actually putting together packages with all the sales, your whole sales funnel and everything, and then training you. But he would actually go through for 3 months with you, training you everything that he built while you're actually building your list at the same time. So it's really, I was like, well, that's really good, but you needed $2,000 to do it at the time. Of course, money was kind of short from just not working anymore. And that's about it for that. That's how I got started. And I've just continued on since then and connected with people along the way and just built up what I've been trying to do. And like everybody, you get the shiny symbol. We call it shiny ball syndrome. I don't know what you guys call it there in Norway, but we call it shiny ball syndrome. And I jumped around from here to there and here to there. And finally I ended up on social media, and I did that for a while. Now I'm really connected with social media. And that's what a lot of people here in Vancouver know me for, more than the marketing side, but also got involved with one of the meetups here, which is the Vancouver Entrepreneurs Group, which is one of the best around that I've seen. Really great people, a lot of real entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So it's higher end, kind of, it's not where you're spending $10 to go. It's $40 to go, and it's a couple hours a night, but you're with key high people that are really, really out there hustling and doing their thing. So that's where I started from. I started from being a t-shirt printer and got tired of it, and then just said, there's got to be something better out there. And I put my hat in, and I haven't stopped. So I've just been trudging along at the same time. And what actually kind of, just to go back a little bit, was what helped me, because I don't recommend it for anybody just to quit their job and think they're going to make money online right away, because it doesn't happen. The system doesn't work that way. You have to learn a lot of stuff. The learning curve is really big. So for me, I was lucky because my sister actually needed somebody to watch her kids. So I basically became super uncle nanny, is what they call me. So I actually have a secondary office at her house during the day for Monday to Wednesdays. So I walk my one niece to school now, where I used to walk all 3 of them. They're all growing up as they do. So I take care of her, and then Monday to Wednesday, and then I have the whole day to work, and then I go grab her and pick her up. and come back to the office at my sister's. And then Thursdays, Fridays is where I'm actually at home at my home office where I am now. So you really got to figure out what you're doing and stuff with, and you know, like a systems like we're talking in here and how we do stuff. You got to figure out your own schedules and everything like that and make sure you're doing it right. I think
The
that
Vancouver Entrepreneurs Group, I'm assuming that's a local, in-person, face-to-face meetup group, right?
exactly, yeah. It gets you out of your basement and you go out and you actually meet face to face, where, you know, some people might not want to jump out in that area, but I highly recommend it because it really gives you the other side of what you're doing. And, you know, if you're just chatting on Facebook or something like that with somebody, then you really need to go out and actually meet them. And in the meetup setting, you learn a lot more too on the networking side of things, whereas you understand the more personal side of it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you know percentage-wise how many of those businesses are really emphasizing the online system implications, or are they more brick and mortar offline businesses?
With the Vancouver Entrepreneurs Group meetup, or the meetup group, it's 100% are all online. There are a few that are brick and mortar as well. So there's,
okay, so
yeah,
really the large,
but everyone there is online in some way or fashion. But it's more, how do I describe it? Dan Locke is the founder of the Vancouver Entrepreneurs Group. I recommend everyone can look him up. He's brilliant man. He takes you through the whole process of like running a business, branding yourself every week. It used to be twice a month. Now it's only once a month. But when he puts his program together for that evening, it could be on how you're branding yourself, this kind of business system, this kind of accounting, and this is how you do it. And it's right matter of fact, real training. It's not no fluff there at all. So
brilliant. Are there many couples? Because you know, we're all about couples here. Are there many couples in that group?
2, 3. I think I've seen 3. So yeah, there's a lot of independent entrepreneurs, but there are 2 couples that I know of that go. Mike and Joe. It's been a while, but I haven't seen them since before Halloween. I'm not sure what they're up to.
Any hints?
Thanks for reminding me. I should actually contact them.
Yeah. Any hints and clues you can share in that direction? Because as you know, our audience for what we're doing here will be primarily couples. So let's go back then to when you began implementing a system online. Because I wanted to ask you what changed in your life because of doing that, because of starting to work with a system online.
Well, what changed? Big thing is learning how to work at home. And not, you know, you're not getting up every day. You're not, well, I hope you're getting up, having a shower, doing your thing, getting your coffee and stuff like that. That's all built in with us. Just when you have a regular job and you're off running or grabbing your keys to hit the car or the bus. But when you come home or when you start working at home, you have to rebuild that system because you're not used to doing that stuff. Get up at whatever time it is that you want to get up at, you know, and then you really have to build your own system that works for you, where like for me, I'm not the morning kind of guy. I figured out after years and years of trying it, I'm more after 10, 12 o'clock is okay, where that's where I finally start driving. And then I'll work until, you know, 1, 2 in the morning sometimes, depends what you're doing. But you really gotta, you have to build a system and actually have a timer on your desk that goes off that tells you, okay, go take a break. Like even though it's not a job, but you want to kind of treat it that way and your business that way, because if you don't, you end up burning out in the end. So you have to build your own system around how you're going to work at home. Does that make sense?
It does. And you mentioned earlier, and it sounded like it probably helps that you're able to do some days and hours during the week at your sister's, helping. It's almost like system complementing system with you helping out with the kids there, that you can actually have an office away from home sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a real bonus because, like I said, you can get, when you first start, and I'm sure you might have went through this yourself, was you're like, oh, well, I don't have to actually work. I can just, you know, kind of got the TV on or the radio and mess around here and there. Next thing you know, 2 hours went by and you've actually not done anything to get anything done. So as another guy, Lawrence, the one thing he did, he's a guy I know in another program. He has a system that he uses, and what he actually does is during the day when he's out or whatever, he'll be like wearing a ball cap or whatever, but he'll have it so the bill's at the front. But when he gets down and sits in front of his desk to work, he actually turns the hat around, and it's get to business time is what he calls it. And I saw a video with him, or a webinar the other day with him doing that. It actually made complete sense to me, because it's like a self-trigger to yourself that, okay, it's time to actually sit down and do business. Have a schedule right up on your wall. You know, a lot of us use whiteboards and stuff like that. Like, to actually go out, you're going to build a home office. That's a whole system you have to get down within your house as well. So for those that have for those that have kids or even pets, you know, cat crawling across keyboard and stuff, and try, you know, get them out of the way somehow. But with your kids, you got to train them that, okay, mom or dad's in here now. This is my time to do what I'm doing here. I'm like at the office, because you get those interruptions and stuff, and it really, it messes you up, because you have to have a flow on what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I certainly do. In my own experience, there's a great discipline that many of us are not well trained for, right? We've counted on others to take care of those things. And suddenly when we're working for ourselves, we have to treat working for ourselves like working at a job, and be structured, find a structure. But really, I love what you've emphasized, which is that it takes a good self-awareness. We have to know what our strengths are, what hours of the day, as you suggested, and so on, will best set us up to succeed.
Exactly. It's a big learning curve. Like, if you've done the same job 25 years, such as my wife has. So she's done her job. It's like the same program, the same system she's on every day. Whereas now, if I was to try and switch her out of that and bring her into the online part, which she is, it's my back support. She's right behind me in everything I do. You won't catch her on camera. It's just not going to happen. But she shows me, okay, here's the numbers on this, and she's more the accounting kind of business side on that end, where I get to be the creative side. So that's how we work together as a system here. I kind of lost train of thought there, but
well, just speaking of the disciplining of ourselves and having the self-awareness.
Oh, yeah. This happens too. You kind of stumble when you're doing this live stuff, guys, but just keep going. The discipline of it, you really do need to create a schedule, have a whiteboard, get a calendar, have a timer on your desk that makes you know when you need to get up and have a break, because time flies when you're having fun, as they say. And sometimes even when you're working it might not seem like fun, but you're getting it done. But you got to know how to break up your day in a schedule, treat it as a job, but it's your business. You're the CEO of the company that you're building and branding and everything like that. So keep it fun too, though. But because if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it. You're not doing it right, as they say.
Well said. Yeah. Is there any last words of advice that you would offer a couple building together using a system?
Some really good advice is with Leah and I was already doing it when we first met, so she kind of understood what was going on, but still she didn't. So I had to teach her exactly what I was doing and show her and explain to her, yeah, I'm not just sitting at home playing on Facebook all day and doing nothing or whatever, right? So, and a lot of spouses think that's what you're doing, but you're actually talking to 5 or 6 hopefully potential leads in your chat and everything, and not playing solitaire or Bejeweled or whatever the games are that are on there that you end up wasting time. But for a couple that is together and one of the spouses wants to go and do stuff online, I've heard this a lot actually over the last little while, just talking with different couples and stuff, is the one spouse thinks you're absolutely crazy. Like, what are you doing? You can't quit your job. It's just not normal. But if the person's got the passion to really do that, whoever this spouse is, your best thing to do is to sit down and map it out. this is what the whole goal is. So like everyone who's going through resolutions right now and doing their goal plans for 2017, you have to sit down and talk to each other honestly and go, this is really what I'm trying to do. Explain it, show them exactly all the different steps, and so they understand more. It's not, you're actually trying to build a business. It's not where it's a brick and mortar business and you know you're opening a pizza parlor or something like that, where it's for the other spouse to understand it. Brick and mortar makes more sense because that's what we've all grown up in. So trying to explain how you're going to build a whole business online where everyone in the whole, you know, you can't make money online, it's just not possible. That stigma is still out there, but actually there's lots of people making lots of money online if you do it right. So my best advice to couples would be to sit down, speak to each other honestly, and explain it, what you're doing, the best way that you can to them.
Yeah, we really are in the communication business, aren't we? Not just with our potential clients and customers and social media, but truly with our own spouses. The key is our ability to share different perspectives, to share different understandings, and to somehow, right, David, appreciate what each other is doing that works together as a larger whole.
Exactly. Well, here's a perfect example right now, everyone, is I'm in Canada. So it's, here, just let me take a quick look. It's 11:01 a.m. Now for Tim in Norway, I believe it is, I can't even guess. I'd say maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 p.m.
Yes, sir. So we, as a system, we've got to work it out ourselves on. Tim's interviewing me for the show today, which I surely appreciate. Thank you very much. You have to work out the system. So Tim came back and we did back and forth, I don't know, 3 or 4 different communications to nail down a day and a time that worked for both of us. And especially being that you're halfway, or not halfway around the world, but you know, just the time zone.
I flew out here from Seattle. It's halfway.
Yeah, well, it is actually. So, but like Tim's already had dinner and I'm about to go have lunch, kind of thing. So you gotta, this is, you know, and you have to work out those systems too. So like for Tim, he mentioned that he's got many of these coming up, and anybody, I'll talk to my network and put it out to those couples that I know that would possibly come on the show for you and do that. I'll do that on my end, but you have to know the different time zones and stuff, and it's all different systems like we're speaking about today. Everything has its own system. Build your own system with what you're doing. Just some parting advice and stuff like that all around, is when you do break out and you want to go online, if you're going to build a home office, make sure you treat it like an actual office. If you don't have the TV on and stuff like that, it's a trap you get yourself into. Stick with one system. Get yourself a mentor as well that has already done it, already been to where you want to go. Get out to different meetups. They're all over the world, or find a group within your area, because then you get that one-on-one experience with different people that are out there online. And then advice for couples is to make sure you discuss with your spouse that this is what you're doing, and you're not trying to do it, you're doing it. And there's going to be times where maybe it's only $100 this month. You put your system together and all of a sudden it's launched and you're making $1,000 a month. It fluctuates, and of course, whichever way you're going, you know, affiliate marketing or network marketing or LMM, there's different systems, of course, all in that. So thanks again, Tim. That was awesome.
Yeah, likewise.
Thanks for having me on.
I really appreciate how you emphasized how I typically close here, which is that together we all have an opportunity to overcome. You've communicated that halfway around the world, different time zones that we have to come together on with our spouses. We have to come together, how valuable it is to come together in a local, you know, face-to-face meetup or an event, right? To regularly attend events. So I think there's a lot of value in what you've shared. Clearly, it's your rich personal experience. So thank you so much, David.
Thank you, Tim. It's awesome.
Likewise. Look forward to touching in again sometime in the future, where we can learn more of what's developing next for you there in Vancouver, British Columbia. So for now, bye-bye from Norway.
Bye.